Has it not gone live yet?
Hey, everybody. We're live. Welcome to the Circle Life and Business Show. I'm Lynn Pelzer, and most of you know our co-host, but I want to remind you, we have Heather Meeks.
Morning.
There's Heather and Tammy Hudgens.
Oh,
Evans is away on vacation. So today we are doing something a little different because it was so cold. It is so cold today. The buses were canceled. Kids are home. My front door is, the lock is frozen. Somebody was chipping away at it, so maybe we're getting out of here, but we're in deep freeze. So we're coming to you live through this platform today. So I hope everybody can see us well. Tammy's checking on the comments because we want to see what you have to say. So we have a really interesting, cool topic. So how many of you know about the Then and Now challenge that's been going on social media? I think mostly Facebook, but because I don't use Instagram as much. This brought up some controversy. This brought up some marketing opportunities for people. This brought up a little bit of feelings, either for or against. So today, that's our topic. We're going to talk about that. Ladies, who wants to share? Did you do the challenge? Why? Or your feelings about it? Dish.
I have a little bit of a story. So for me, I didn't end up doing the challenge. I did make a post just referring to people who, were doing the challenge, but who you could noticeably, tell that they had filtered kind of their after photo. For me, I didn't participate because, the title itself, how hard did aging hit you? Really, I don't know, it really brought up a lot for me. So a little bit of background for me, when I was younger, kind of defined myself on my looks. I never had an issue with weight. I could eat whatever I wanted. I was small. I was a size 2. And I really put a lot of stock into my looks. So when I saw this come up, I was like, okay, well, when I hit 36, I had my second daughter, and ever since, my body is completely different. Weight gain, hormone issues. And for me, looking at these, before and after shots with a 10-year difference, I was almost like, wow, aging kind of did hit me hard. And I look almost like a completely different person in my pictures. So it wasn't something that I was super thrilled about sharing, which is why I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to do something if it feels negative? I think the title, I agree, Tammy, you can tell us too, but I think the title on it, how hard did aging hit you? I mean, I think it was a negative title to begin with. It would have been different, like, hey, let's compare when you first joined Facebook to now, maybe. I don't know. It could have been different that way. Tammy, what did you think? You saw some interesting things come out of this too, which I
did. I saw some really interesting things. So I caved and did it. And I'll be completely honest and say the only reason I ended up doing it is because I believed that I looked good now, even compared to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? That's the reality. If I didn't feel, when I looked at my then and now and didn't feel that I looked good, there was no way I was participating. So I was very happy with my results, hence why I posted. But what's been interesting that's come out of this that some people may not realize, there was a lady who tweeted about it and made a comment in saying, hey guys, have you ever kind of thought the fact that maybe Facebook is going to use these pictures in order to hit the appropriate demographics for different advertisers? So releasing our information, our visuals, by using how we've aged and in essence selling that to outsiders in, getting them to target us. So that was an interesting thought. As now, she just put the thought out there, which ended up going viral in Twitter. But ultimately, Facebook saying that's not at all, because they really didn't start this whole trend. Someone else came up with it, obviously, and it just went viral. Another interesting thing, Darla sent me an article, and this was really cool when I watched it. It was like a video that they created of then and now, and it was all around our environment. Where were we 10 years ago? And here we are now. And it was some dramatic changes, not for the positive. So this was a huge message to get out to people, to hit people hard with what we are doing to the environment that our kids are going to grow up into, right? Ultimately. So that was a really interesting take on it. However, at the same time, there was some bullying that went on. There was some degrading comments that went on. For whatever reason, people felt that it was okay to tell someone if they didn't look good, and that's just really sad all the way around. Don't comment. If you felt that they aged where you didn't like how they looked, not your business to tell them that. Maybe they felt that there was a change. Maybe when they looked at it, maybe they loved how they aged. Maybe so they've got extra wrinkles or whatever, but maybe they love that. I mean, let's be honest. I'm 51 and I'm thankful that I can still look young. But at the same time, Michelle Butt, she's the first person that tells us to embrace the changes in our face. Mm-hmm. Understand what those changes mean. It is about your journey. It's about your growth. It's where you were and where you've come. Every line on our face represents where we were, and now here we are. I'm a mature adult, going into the next stage of her life, and Lord knows with hormones what's going to happen. But right? But why not embrace it? You know what? Who cares? Who cares? And I ended up falling for it because I ended up making sure that my then and now pictures did look good. And that was sad, right? In that respect, because I would not have posted, because I wouldn't have wanted to deal with negativity that might have come out of it if I looked worse now, So there's some huge messages in here that we all need to be made aware of, that if you look in the mirror and you truly love how you look, embrace it, and don't care what other people think, because it's really not about them. It's about you.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Oh, sorry, Lynn. I was just going to say, it is something that is, something that's very, it makes people very vulnerable. And I think for me, the fact, number one, like we mentioned about the title, but number two, being vulnerable and seeing, these other comments of people, like you said, Tammy, almost tearing others down, like, wow, like,
it's horrible.
Really great in your before picture, or the negative comments about, how they have aged maybe not as well as they would have liked to, prevented me from ever even thinking about trying it. And, people say, oh, live your life for you. Who cares about what other people say? But on social media, on that type of platform, I do care about what other people say.
We all do in the end. We all
verbally attacked or put myself in a position where I'm basically open to either receiving positive or negative feedback.
Yeah. Well, and I think the three of us, and Tracy included, it's very rare that people see negativity from any of us. We try to keep putting positive messages out there. And that's just because, we want people to succeed. We want people to embrace and move forward, so it's very rare that you would see anything negative from us. But, the fact that people feel it's okay to make those kind of comments is just beyond me. Like,
I know.
Again, I think the title almost encouraged people to be able to say that. Yeah. I also did not post it. And partly because I'm a rule follower, I think that the challenge said your first Facebook picture and your Facebook picture now, your profile. My profile picture is like 5 years old.
Right.
And my best photo shoot. I loved it. My best friend is a photographer. She took them. It means a lot to me. And I think I still look like it, but it isn't, I felt it wasn't accurate and authentic. I'd have to go scrounging and find a recent one. And again, I would have done one where my hair and makeup was done.
Yeah.
You know, you had the best lighting and so perfect. I think that both of you are so right about this. Tammy, there's a marketing opportunity for people. I think you also mentioned that earlier when we were discussing the topic, is that for some people that their product or their service does something to make you more youthful or healthy, or you've had a change that way, they were able to utilize it. So kudos to
exactly
everyone.
right. Hats off to them.
Yeah. But the other thing is, and shout out to Michelle Butt. She's facial intelligence expert that Tammy was talking about. She's awesome if you're curious about what's going on with her face.
Oh, good.
We love you, Michelle. The journey. Like for me, I got thinking more about the last 10 years of my life. And I was like, okay, we all care. I don't know. Maybe there's a woman way more confident than I am. I still care what I look like. I am not coming on here with total bedhead and looking my worst and no mascara on. I'm just not. I mean, it's also not me. I'm always done up pretty much. Like, you're not going to find me too often not with something on. But that's because I do care. It is kind of me and I do care. So, but the journey, like, there's been some painful parts in my last 10 years. And when I looked back at the picture that I had, it made me remember a time that actually wasn't very good. And I'm like, I don't really want to go there. So I don't know if anybody else had that. Like, it would be interesting when we see the comments to this. And again, anybody who has this, if you think this is an interesting topic, please share out our videos. Feel free to share the videos if you want more conversation happening, or if you have you want to share.
I would love to see more interaction on this particular one, because I know it's a mix of feelings. Like this one, it either hit hard for some people, no pun intended, because that's written in the title of that. But in some cases, it really hit them hard. And I'd like to know how they felt about that. Did it make them question their journey? Did it make them question how people were perceiving them? Did it make them question that maybe they, need to invest money into some type of a skincare regimen that's going to make them look younger? Like, I'm curious to know, for the people who did not participate, why? What was your feelings around it? How did it make you feel? And again, I'm being honest and tell you guys, if I had looked back at that 10-year picture, which I'll be honest, it was my second profile picture, because my first one was of my son in hockey. And I didn't think that was a good one to use, but
that's allowed.
But, because I looked at that picture and I looked at myself now and went, I'm doing this challenge. This was a confidence boost for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize till we got talking about this topic when we met there last week that, oh my God, I fell for something that I probably should never have fallen for.
I mean, part of it's just all in fun, and it's about encouraging conversation to happen. But if we really took a poll of 1,000 people, I wonder how many would say they had a positive feeling from it, or they could fakely create a positive feeling.
Yeah,
right? We talk about filters and
I'm sorry.
Tune.
Yeah, no. You know what?
Like removing people that are using some of these apps, if I can just throw in my 2 cents on this, you're almost removing your nose. Like there's no chin or like it's not easy to use. You can do these things, right? I tried it when it first came out to go, oh, you could, change the lighting around your eyes. You have a bad picture or whatever. Ooh, you can soften the wrinkles or whatever. But then there's all this stuff you can do where it's like, this doesn't even look like you if you met people in real life. And it doesn't, it looks fake. And then fake tells you something about a person when they may not really be a fake person. They're just an insecurities trying to make them look their best, but it tells a story that becomes negative.
It's interesting. Right? One of the photo shoots I had done, this was a long time ago when I was having a professional photo shoot done. The gentleman I was working with, as we pulled up to pick out the best pictures, he offered to get rid of my wrinkles for me. And I was taken back in the sense of, but shouldn't I be showing that? Because that's who I am. I don't want polished photos. I didn't want them to airbrush out these things to make me look even younger. So it's interesting because that is what we do. You know, cameras in our phones, they have built-in filters. We look at some of the pictures and we go, wow, their skin looks great. It's a built-in filter that's automatically cleaning us up, right? So using phone cameras is not giving a true visual of any of us. It's hiding some of those things, right? So I'm curious to really know how this hit people, how they truly felt about it. It wasn't until after I did mine and I heard about the negativity that came out of some of them, that's when I realized, maybe I shouldn't have jumped on the bandwagon and just ignored my feed that was filled with them. And you know what I mean? Because I don't like the idea that people were actually made to feel pretty bad about themselves. I think that's just horrible.
Mm-hmm. Heather.
Yeah. So we can look at some of the positive from it in the sense of, like we said about the marketing, it was a true opportunity for anyone in the skincare industry to create their before and after and actually sell their product through it. So I'm sure, and I would be curious to know if anyone did receive any sales from that particular challenge, right? I don't know, but I would love to have someone comment and let us know about that as well. Mm-hmm. So I think our real message here, though, is, we all will judge ourselves no matter what. Right? And you don't have to follow the troops. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You can ignore these. It's the same as all those quizzes that go around, I don't know if people are aware, but you're releasing your information to that app and they sell it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you really kind of want to stay away from those kind of quizzes. Okay. Like the name tests, for example, they're selling our information to companies to advertise to us. You wonder why you get all these spam emails. So really think about the different quizzes you're doing. But again, it's all judgment, those quizzes, right? It's, they base it on, they go through your profile and they come up and most of us, if we do them, we only post if it's something we agree with anyways. It's
right.
Always positive, right? Like we're only ever posting anything that makes us feel good, right? Or is going to get engagement. Let's be honest, it's going to get engagement, right? We all should have been doing the before and after on our business pages, right? Drive our numbers up on our business page as opposed to our personal.
Well,
right?
it all boils down to the fact that, and we say it all the time, and I know so many others do, that, social media is really a place where you are living everybody's highlight reel. Like there's just no doubt about it. It's the best of the best. Sure, there are people who do share very vulnerable stories and who are authentic, but I find that those type of people are few and far between with the mashup of people who are being inauthentic. Yeah. So I mean, really and truly, we live everybody's highlight reel.
A few of the ladies are commenting and there was some good points, like Amber saying she participated, but just for pure fun out of it. Where Sue Coleman chose not to participate because those photos back then, she said she did have done by a professional photographer and they had, cleaned them up. So she did not want to use those photos, right? So now Sylvia's saying she always gets told that she looks the same. Doing it did nothing more than prove that, yep, I do. And she does. I don't think Sylvia's ever aged.
That's awesome. Yay, Sylvia!
Yeah. I know, right? You're like, yeah, I want to look like her. Hey, what product are you using? Right? But yeah, so I think the message on this one was just, I don't know. You have to figure out how to love yourself in the end anyway. So if it's something that's going to make you feel bad about yourself, then don't participate, right? Anything you see, go through that. If it's just going to make you question things about yourself, then scroll on by.
Yeah. Any other comments there, Tammy, before we're just about to wrap it up? I'm going to ask each of you ladies to think of a word, putting you on the spot here. if you think about the last 10 years, then and now, is there a word that pops into your mind that is sort of maybe defined, and not necessarily with the picture and how we look, or just something about your life? Is there anything you want to say? Tammy, you look like you already have the tip of your tongue. I'm going to put you on the hot seat first.
Yeah, mine actually is really, my journey has taken me to really value who I am. It really has, it's not about how I look or the the pounds I've put on as I hit that wonderful 50H, but it actually, for
right
me,
behind your girlfriend.
this last 10 years, I've had many ups and downs. I've had many changes, but in the end, it was truly finding me and my value and what I am really worth. And you know what? I am worth a damn lot.
You are, honey.
I am. I am. That's the reality of it all. And that's from many aspects of my life, whether it's personal or business, doesn't matter. I'm worth it. And I deserve everything that comes my way because I have worked hard for it. And I'm going to start crying now. Oh my God.
Love you, girl.
Loving you. Okay, Heather.
Valuing me and what I deserve and who I am and the knowledge I have to share and my growth, everything. It's just all comes back to really learning about me and valuing myself.
Yeah.
Huge,
Awesome.
Huge for me. Amber, hers was growth. She said so much growth for me in my family, my business, which didn't exist 10 years ago, and relationships. It's been a hard but rewarding decade.
Yeah. Sounds like me. Heather?
I think most for me is the authenticity piece. And not to say that I wasn't authentic 10 years ago, but I think that I always viewed my personality. I'm very soft. I'm very gushy, very empathic. And I kind of always viewed that as a weakness, where I think the journey has really brought me to understand that those things don't make me weak. Those are the things that people really love about me. And those are the things that I do share often. Whereas before I would keep them hidden because, talking to a group of people, especially in business, you have all these powerhouses and you think, oh, here I am. I'm like the little small guy with the, really gushy personality. And I've just really grown to appreciate my heart and to lead from my heart.
Yeah.
And I think that I've drawn a lot more positivity to my life because of that.
Oh, I love that.
And you are one of the most genuine and authentic people that I know. It's
lovable.
Great. And I tell people that all the time about you because people say, is that really Heather?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? And I'm like, it is Heather. That is, I've known you how long? And that you've always been this way. You're just, you have a heart and everybody gets an opportunity to see it and they need to embrace that about you. It's fantastic. Yeah.
So mine, I first thought was wisdom because I feel like I'm much wiser than I was 10 years ago, but I think the word is balance. I have had a roller coaster of out of balance to the point that it has caused me health issues, and still working on those. Oh my goodness, I just had this new test. I should talk about this when I get the results back because a bunch of women probably need to know about it with my natural. Anyway, so out of balance because I'm a workhorse by nature and I'm strongly driven to succeed. And, but I also want to strongly succeed with family and friends and my marriage and everything and my business. And, balance, I think I got it figured out.